I wish I had had Joe's course when I was just getting started in life.
What an incredible comment from the legendary John King himself. What's going on, everybody? Joe Munoz from OneStepPrep.com. And you know, when I started my aviation career at just 13 years of age, it all started on a desktop Flight Simulator 2004 to be specific. And I was learning from the instructional videos in that simulator produced by John and Martha King, never in my wildest dreams imagining that later on in my aviation career, I'd be working jointly together with them to produce instructional videos for pilots. And you know, also, I was 14 years of age washing aircraft, and I would read Flying magazine on my lunch breaks, never in my wildest dreams imagining that I would be featured in a column inside that very magazine that I used to read just as a teenage boy washing planes. In this press conference that you're about to see, we unveil the new Airline Pilot Interview Prep Course, where I talk about emphasizing interpersonal skills, the details that are needed for you to successfully land any job of your dreams. So enjoy the press conference, and I hope you pick up this course. You can get it at the King School's website or at onestepprep.com/interview.
The Airline Pilot Interview Prep Course. And the instructor on it, right here, you see him, this handsome guy is Joe Munoz. He's the instructor on it. And Joe is actually the creator of this course. He's the one that put it together and has
he's the one that saw the real need for it, because Joe's background is that he's an airline pilot instructor, and he actively flies the A320 family.
You know, this happens to me all the time. I thought I was talking.
Oh, you did. You But he's given a lot of instruction, over 4,600 hours of instruction in the Boeing 737 and A320 sims. And he's seen a lot of people come in, some of whom do very well, and some of whom could have done really well if they'd had more prep for the interview and for expressing their desire to be a pilot and their competence to be an airline pilot.
Joe spends most of his life trying to convince people on this concept that success has to do with preparation. And that's what this Airline Pilot Interview Prep Course is all about. And, you know, it's we call it an interview, airline pilot interview, but it's for any job that you want to have. Joe's prep course will make you do a better job of doing your interview and give you a far better chance of getting hired. And the reason for that is Joe deals with fundamental truths. And the biggest fundamental truth is when you're in the interview is not about you. It's about the company that you would like to hire you. And that's ought to be the subject of the conversation and what you should be talking about, what you should be saying. You want to argue with that, Joe? Is that all right?
Well, you know, it sounds perfect, John and Martha both. I think you hit the nail on the head. And first and foremost, I just want to say how appreciative I am to have the opportunity to, one, speak on the press conference, and two, be a part of this course development together with the King School team. Yeah, I'll definitely, just to further validate that and say that the interview is so much, there's a lot of things that go into this that have to do with the interpersonal skills. And what I teach in this course is how to make the company understand that you not only value them, but you value the opportunity that they are providing for you to be there. And you do this on both a conscious and unconscious level by doing things such as asking calibrated questions, a very well thought out, methodical questions. And it's so universal, this skill set, that it's not only for an interview in an airline, but really, as you said, John, you can take this through your entire life and apply it to all types of different interpersonal relations you're going to have just with human interactions. So, you know, there's other things in there like, well, how do I answer those incriminating questions? You know, tell me about a time you broke an FAR or something like that. How do you answer those kinds of things? And the fact of the matter is that you got to know what to say, how to say it, when to say it, appearance, body language. There's so many little interpersonal things and details that tie into this. And that's really the focal point of this course. So I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to do that here with King Schools and the team.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've have often said to people, I wish I had had Joe's course when I was just getting started in life, because these fundamentals are going to serve you not only in your interview, but in how you conduct your whole life. Because it all has to do with seeking out and taking care of other people's needs.
Absolutely.
And Joe has that laser focused, and it's really very valuable. When you get done with this interview prep course, you'll be able to do not only this interview, but you'll do better on the next interview and the next interview.
And whether it's in as a pilot or for any job in any industry, because what it really focuses on is how important it is for the person to be laser focused on the company that they want to work for. It's the company they have to be focused on, not on themselves. And that's where the difference comes in.
And Joe does a wonderful thing. You know, there are some questions they could ask you that are real minefields, like he just talked about. You're prepared for them. You've thought through them. And it's kind of like doing a briefing on the emergencies you might have on takeoff in an airplane. Mm-hmm. Well, Joe prepares you for this, the emergencies you might have in your job interview. And you're prepared for them, and you know how to handle them, and it's a terrific course.
And it's available right now by going to the King School's website, and it also works with a King Companion app, so it can be downloaded to an iPad or iPhone and taken wherever.
And if you want to know a little bit more about Joe, get the August issue of Flying Magazine. There's an article that just tells you just how brilliant Joe is in there. So,
well, I appreciate that from both of you, John and Martha King. As I said, it's a true honor and pleasure. And for those of you watching, considering the course, I'll just say this: I actively fly the A320 aircraft. I'm also an instructor on both the A320 and the 737. And when I went into my interview, where I actively fly right now, I looked around the room. The competition looked fierce, just as it is now, so more than ever in today's marketplace. And everybody looked like they were far older than me, with a lot more experience. Perhaps they flew the space shuttle. That's certainly what it looked like to me. And I knew that the interpersonal prep work that I had done prior to arriving to that interview, all I needed to do was take that prep work, match it with the opportunity that was presented before me, and success would soon follow. And I'm thrilled to say I'm here, I'm doing it, and I'm flying the aircraft. And those are the things I'm going to teach you in that course. So thank you once again. I can't wait to move forward with you and the King team on this.
Well, once again, I wish I had had your coaching for me decades ago. Because
I'll jump in on one thing real quick and say that, you know, we have a philosophy at King Schools of making things, simplifying things, clarifying them, and making them fun. And one of the great things about this course is that Joe really knows how to make it fun. And that's what he's done in this King Schools Airline Pilot Interview Prep Course. Is he's provided amazing knowledge that much of it you'll think about is simple, but it's only simple when you know it, and you have to know it. And Joe's done the thinking. He's figured out how to deliver a picture perfect performance, and he's figured out how to deliver it to you in a manner that is really fun. And I appreciate that, Joe. You've just done a bang-up job for us. And
thank you, Barry. I appreciate that. And I hope for those of you, when you grab that course and you go through it, you'll notice a lot of my delivery and methodology revolves around 3 primary principles I teach by, one of which is to get attention. Keep the attention, number 2, and then deliver the message, because if we don't have your attention, you're never going to hear the message anyways, right? So we have to grab it, keep it, and then deliver it, and we won't be the tree that falls and is never heard. And you'll be able to do that same very thing in the interview so that you can get attention, keep it, and deliver your message as to why you're the long-term value add proposition.
Well, Joe, you're a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun working with you.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed my segment of that press conference and the incredible commentary that I am absolutely humbled and honored to receive by the legendary John and Martha King themselves. When you pick up this course, folks, I am telling you, you will not be disappointed. You're going to learn the details on how to interact, any human interaction, in a way that begins to motivate and influence outcomes that you desire towards your ultimate objective, not just for acquiring that job of your dreams, but really navigating through life as a whole. I look forward to seeing you in the Airline Interview Prep course.